just come to your mat space. You can sit back onto the heels with the toes tucked, okay? Hands resting on the thighs. And begin to close the eyes, so shutting down the eyelids. Just sitting here nice and tall, think about long spine, pushing your chest up, squeezing the shoulders back together, okay? Keep the hands just gently rested on the thighs. And as we take the inhale, we're gonna roll one shoulder back and then the other. So just find that rhythm of breath, rolling the shoulder back. As you exhale, drop the shoulder and then switch to the other side. So we're just imagining we're doing a backstroke variation with the arms. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. Good, and then just start to notice that gentle stretch along the toes, resting on the heels. And then begin to blink the eyes open, rounding the shoulders, inhaling up. Exhale, open the chest, cactus arms, push the chin upwards and hold it there. Inhale, reach back up, stack your shoulders over your hip. Exhale, open the chest, cactus arms. Good, 4 more times. Inhale, align the spine, maybe cross the thumbs together. Look forward, chin parallel to the floor. Exhale, gentle back bend. Inhale, exhale. You should be feeling in those toes now. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Nice work. Plant the hands onto the mat. And then draw those toes to flat into our tabletop position. Drawing the breath in, pushing the belly down. Cat pose. Exhaling the breath away. Cow pose. Oh, sorry, cow pose, when we round the shoulders. Inhale, cat pose or cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. There we go. I've got it now. Good. Inhale, cow pose. So really pushing that chest as far to the floor as you can, feeling your spine flexing at the back. Good. Rounding through the spine, opening up the vertebrae, nice extension into our cat. 1 more round of breath. Take the time you need. Inhale. Exhale. Nice. Come back to your neutral spine position. Let's bring that left arm to the front, elevated at shoulder height. Let's squeeze the ears. So find that nice alignment. Then rotate the thumb to point upwards. Holding it here nice and strong. Squeezing the belly button into the spine. Nice, everybody. Chin tucked in, looking down at the floor for 3. Everybody, thumbs up for 2. Elbow pointing out to the side. Nice adjustment. For 1, bring that left hand down. Other side. Inhale, right arm up. Again, squeeze the ear into the arm. Good. Thumb pointing up. Rotate the arm around. Stay strong in that left arm. The arm that's staying pressed into the floor. Stay strong there in 3. Squeeze your core. Turning it on, nice activation in 2. Good, in 1, both hands to the floor. Tuck the toes, hover the knees, 3 breaths. Push into the hands, nice and strong in the shoulders. 2 more breaths, inhale. Exhale. Again, feeling that stretch in the toes, 1 more breath, inhale. Exhale, nice job. Push those knees down to the ground, untuck the toes, flat feet, nice job. This time we're going to lift the opposite arm and leg up, okay? So very familiar with these Superman poses or opposite reaches. Take an inhale, reach forwards, take the right leg back, left arm up. And just notice how strong we are holding this pose, pointing the toes back. Again, ear to upper arm, squeeze. Sucking the belly button to the spine. Feel the glutes, feel your deltoids holding up in 2. Good. In 1, we're going to inhale, elbow to knee, tuck, rounding that spine. Now push the shoulders as high to the ceiling as you can. Bring that elbow, touching the knee, and then exhale, lengthen. Inhale, tuck, squeeze the core. Exhale, lengthen. Good. Inhale, tuck and squeeze. Exhale, lengthen. 1 more time. Inhale. Exhale. Switch sides, coming through neutral spine first. Just shrug it off if you need to, squeezing the rib cage round. We call this squishy cow. okay? And then start on the other side. Take an inhale, left leg, right arm, lifting up. Now, if you're training with a partner next to you, just make sure that their leg and arm is at shoulder height and hip height, okay? Good, getting you the partner control there. Ooh, holding it there. When you're ready, inhale, elbow tap, knee squeeze, exhale, reach. Inhale, exhale. Remember that Ujjayi breath, so I'm gonna seal my lips now, breathing out the nose as we exhale. Inhale, through the nose, exhale, through the nose. One more time. Keep it going, everyone. Inhale, tuck and squeeze. Exhale, release and lengthen. Nice job. Flat feet. Sit back into your heels now. You're going to inhale, reach the arms up. So just like we did at the beginning, reaching the arms up, inhale. Exhale, open that chest. See if you can find that back bend a little deeper now. Inhale, reach and squeeze. Align the spine, the shoulders and the hands. Exhale, open that chest. So creating that nice W position with our upper chest. Reaching up, inhale, lifting up that chin. Think about squeezing the ears together. Maybe placing one hand on top of the other. Finding that nice streamlined position. Exhale, open that chest. 2 more times, everyone. Inhale, reach and lengthen. Think about your lower spine if you can tuck it in more. Okay, long spine. Exhale. Cactus arms. Last breath. Inhale, reach. Wiggle up to the top of the ceiling if you can. Exhale. Nice job. Continue to extend those arms behind you. Imagine we're swan diving the hands down to the floor, reaching behind, and then bring the hands to the front of the mat, back to that tabletop. Find yourself in the middle of your mat space now. Working through our thoracic spine, we're going to find a few bits of twisting using our breath. Left hand first. Inhale, swing that left arm up. Again, think about your hips staying in front of your, in line with your knees. Okay, so as we lift up, if you're already there, great. If you've shifted that hip back, bring it back to center. Good, find that twist. Exhale, hand to the floor. Inhale, lift and twist. See if you can stare up to the ceiling. Exhale, hand to the floor. One more time, so we're not threading the needle. Inhale, lift and twist. Exhale, release. Nice, other side, right hand, inhale. Shifting that chest to the right. Feeling that thoracic twisting a little bit deeper. Exhale to the floor. 2 more times, everybody. Inhale, lifting up. Thoracic twist, exhale. Hand to the floor. Last time, inhale, lift and twist. Exhale, hand to the floor. Nice job. Tuck the toes, hover the knees, push the shoulders away from the floor. Gaze down at those knees. Check that they're staying hip distance apart. Push the shoulders higher away from the floor in 3. Spread your fingers wide. Shift your weight forwards into the palms and the tippy finger or the fingertips into. Don't hold the breath. 1 more round of breath. In 1, downward facing dog, heels to the floor, lengthening that spine. And just find, again, that sweet spot on your mat. Remember the weight in the hands, across the fingertips, the palms, and just here, walking out your downward dog. Finding a bit of rhythm here. Remember, sealing the mouth, breathing in and out of the nose. Now, for anyone who has a bit of neck pain or upper back pain from time to time, now is an opportunity to let that head all just go, let it all go. Shifting, rocking, nodding, right and left, forwards and back. Okay, letting gravity just take that weight across and off the shoulders. Take an inhale to stillness. Exhale, walk the feet forwards to the wrists. Find your ragdoll variation in front of the shins or behind your calves, depending on that flexibility you have in the hamstrings. 5 breaths. Inhale, try to straighten the legs a little deeper. Exhale, bend. Make sure you're looking behind to the back of the room. Inhale, straightening the legs. Exhale, relax and bend. 3 more. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. 2 more. Inhale, straighten. Think about the weight in the feet. Is it shifted too far forwards? Have you evenly distributed it along the midline of your foot? Exhale, bend. 1 more breath. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Nice. Release your hands to your toes. Soft bend in the knees. Swing the arms around and back. Inhale. As you exhale, now let the arms fold over the head, keeping that gentle bend in the knee. Okay. Imagine that your chest is supported by the thighs, just letting the rotation of the shoulder cuffs, the ball and socket in the shoulder joint, relax and ease, letting gravity just pull them down. Okay. Adding that soft bend to the knees just helps to release the lower spine. Now you should feel a little pressure building up in the head now. Lots of fresh blood coming to the brain. Finding that inversion here. Take an inhale. Exhale, hands to the toes. Roll up the spine. Next inhale to your Tadasana. Swing the arms wide all through heart center. Your variation, reaching up to the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, folding through heart center. Hands to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, hold. Flatten that spine. Keep your hands on your shins or the floor, looking down. Exhale, rebend the feet, hands to the top of the mat. Exhale, step back to your high plank. We should be very familiar with high plank now. A nice, strong, isometric hold, keeping that whole body approach. Lots of core strength here, shoulder strength. Press the heels back in 3. Looking down at those thumbs in 2. Drop your knees on 1. Take an inhale, look forwards, lift the toes. Exhale, lower the chest down to the ground, but keep that lower spine nice and strong and in line with the shoulders. Chest to the floor, push the tops of the feet into the ground, cobra. So we're lifting up that chest. Now your variation of cobra is up to you. You can keep the hands under the shoulders, squeezing the shoulder blades and the elbows to the back. Or you can release the hands away and hover. Good, in 3. Push the toes together, maybe float them off the floor in 2. Good, maybe wiggle the fingers in 1. Take an inhale. Exhale, release the chin and the feet down to the ground. Tuck your toes, push back to your downward facing dog through your high plank, half plank, or just shifting all the way up and through. Take an inhale, look forwards. Exhale, hands to feet. So going to the back of the mat now. Keep the weight even in the feet. Inhale, halfway hold, looking down, flat spine. Good. Exhale, rebend the feet, hands to your toes. Look to the back of the room. So really tucking that chin all the way in now. Bend the knees, soften the back. Inhale, Tadasana. Look up to the ceiling, pressing the hands together, squeezing the ears. Exhale through heart center down to the ground. Nice job, everyone. Inhale, halfway lift, hold, moving with the breath flowing here. Exhale, hands to the toes. Inhale, walk forwards to your high plank pose. Holding high plank for 3 breaths. Option to float 1 foot off the floor at shoulder height distance or hip distance. Good. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Good. Drop the foot. If you've hovered it off the floor, knees to the floor. Inhale, lift the chin, toes off the ground. Exhale, lower the chest to the floor. Again, working through that lowering phase of a press up here. Chest to the floor. Inhale to cobra, variation with the arms up to you. Exhale, chin back to the ground. Tuck your toes, push back to your downward facing dog. Nice work. Warming up the triceps and our biceps, chest and core. Take an inhale. 1 more float forwards to the wrists. Exhale. Bend the knees. Inhale, rounding the spine, coming to standing Tadasana pose. So imagine stacking the vertebrae 1 by 1. Chin lifts last. Reach the arms up. Inhale. Squeeze those ears if you can. Exhale, folding through heart center. Hands to the mat, chin to the chest. Looking to the back of the room, through the knees. Okay, that point where we imagine you can squeeze the knees together, but have a little opening looking through there. Inhale, halfway hold. Imagine that kickboard on the back, keeping it there. Exhale, fold, hands to the mat. Option to jump or step back to high plank. Nice and softly if we land. Good, hands under shoulders. 3 breaths. Option to lift the right leg off the floor now. So taking the inhale and exhale through the nose. 2 more breaths. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Last breath. Good. Inhale, right foot down if it's hovered. Exhale, knees to the floor, chest all the way down. Taking your time. The longer it takes to get there, the muscles are under tension for longer, They perhaps are getting stronger. Inhale to cobra. Float the arms up if we're finding that variation. Exhale, chin to the ground. You know what's next. Push yourself back to your downward facing dog. Find that variation that works best together. Good. Take an inhale. Let's lift our right leg up, pointing the toes up. Now, as you take that foot off the floor, I want you to notice the weight in the hands and that foot that remains on the ground. Bring it back down to the floor. Take an exhale. Lift it back up. Inhale. So hopefully not much changes with that distribution of weight in the hands and the shoulders. Bring it back down. Exhale. One last time. Inhale. Lifting up. Point the toes. Exhale. Look forward. Step between the hands. Open up. Warrior two. So bring those arms, the left arm all the way back, right arm forwards, thumbs pointing up, looking forwards, big bend, big stance, big long stance. Good. Power pose. Think about shoulders over hips, hips pointing out to the side in warrior two. So gazing forwards over that front thumb. Nice work, everyone. Take an inhale, take the hands behind your back, interlace the fingers, exhale, push them down, lifting up the chest. In 3. In 2. One more breath, in 1. Good, inhale back to warrior two. Listen carefully. Straighten your right leg. Point the right toes over to the left. Warrior two to the back of the mat. Onto the left side. So soft transition. So facing the back, you got it, guys. Big, strong stance. Take the hands behind your back, interlace the fingers, inhale. As you exhale, push the wrists close together, gently opening up the spine and the chest, or just the chest, closing the spine. Good, in 2. Last breath. Nice job. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, cartwheel the hands to the back of the mat. Take that left foot to the back, float it off the floor, 3 breaths. Or foot to the floor, 2 breaths. So holding that high plank, good, last breath. Inhale, drop the foot down if it's hovered. Exhale, full chaturanga. So from our high plank, lowering down. Or from the knees, inhale, upward facing dog. In our up dog, push the tops of the feet down into the floor. Shift your hips off the ground, using that lift and elevation in the shoulders, your traps. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nice work. Take an inhale, left leg lifting up. Exhale, step it down. Same position. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, release all the way to the mat. So focusing on that weight in the hands. Last time, lifting it up, left leg. Exhale, look forward, step between the hands, slowly and softly, warrior two. Back to that power pose. All right, looking forwards. Taking 3 breaths. This time, reach the hands above the head, interlace those fingers. Good, wrists facing the outside. 1 more breath. Nice work, everyone. Hands to warrior two position. Inhale, straighten your left leg. Left toes to the right, coming to the other side of the mat. So back to our right side, warrior two. Good, look forward, interlace the hands above the head. Push the wrists away from the body. Inhale. Exhale. Control that breath. 2 more breaths. Keep that balance. Nice job. Inhale. Exhale. You're working that front quad. Give it a tap. There you go. 1 more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Hands to warrior two. Floating the hands to the ground. Coming into that high plank, option to lift your right leg off the floor. Find those 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale, spread those fingers. Inhale. Exhale, last breath. You've got it, everyone. Inhale. Exhale, send the foot to the floor. Drop the knees if you need to. Chaturanga, let's flow. Inhale, upward facing dog. Looking up, eyebrows up. Exhale, downward facing dog. 2 breaths, releasing the kneecaps, pushing the chest close to the thighs, allowing the armpits to open and wing to the side. Retraction of our shoulder blades. Focusing on our lats, the length in the spine. Releasing that head. Last breath. Good. Downward facing dog. Push those heels closer to the floor. Shift the shoulders away from the ears. Float the right arm up. Inhale. Or right leg up. Exhale, step forwards. Crescent lunge or high lunge or Vinyasa, arms above head. Interlace those fingers. Push up and hold in 3. Gentle back bend. Bend further into that front leg. Back leg should be straight. Heel facing up. In 2. Good. In 1. Inhale, arms above shoulders. Exhale, hands frame your right foot. And then bring that left foot forward slightly, hover off the ground. Find your balance, standing half leg splits. So shifting the weight to the right leg. Float the left leg up, point the left toes in 3. Challenging your balance. Grab hold of your right ankle with both hands or one hand in 2. Remember, if it doesn't challenge you, it won't change you. In 1. I love that quote. Good. Step that left foot to the back of your mat. Inhale to crescent lunge, reaching the arms up. Inhale. Exhale, hands to the mat. High plank vinyasa. Let's flow. Inhale, upward facing dog. Push the shoulders back. Exhale, downward facing dog. 2 breaths. 1 more breath. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, stepping between the hands. Vinyasa, arms above the shoulders. Inhale, push the wrists away from the body. Exhale, gentle back bend in 3. In 2, if it feels uncomfortable, make sure we're really flexing that right hip flexor, bending into the front leg. Back leg is straight back, heel is lifted. Last breath. Good, hands to the mat. Inhale, shift your weight into that left leg. Bounce off the right leg, float it up, standing half leg splits. Good, grabbing that ankle, opportunity is here. In 3. Push your chest close to your thigh. In 2. Elbows pointing towards the back. In 1, hands to the mat, stepping back. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, find your high plank. Shift through your vinyasa, either from your knees or high plank position. So lowering down, squeezing the elbows into the ribs. Inhale, upward facing dog. Good, everybody. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths, reset. Good, 3 more breaths. Building that mind-body connection, muscle control, alignment awareness, and consistency with your breath. Good, downward facing dog, heels to the floor. Flowing with the breath now, inhale, right leg up. Exhale, right toes down. 2 more, inhale, floating up as high as you can. Exhale, toes down. Last time, inhale, lifting high. Exhale, step forward, warrior 2. Good. So remember alignment focus in warrior 2, big toe in line, okay? Back leg is nice and straight, long stance. Take an inhale, straighten your right leg. Exhale, turn to the left, warrior 2 to the back of our mat. Nice job. Good, focus on that alignment. Take 1 more breath. Inhale, warrior 2 to the front, so straighten that left leg. Turn your toes on both feet to the right. Good, coming to the front. This time, reach the arms above the head. Interlace the fingers, push the wrists away from you, reaching the arms as high to the ceiling as you can. Take an inhale here. Exhale, leaning back, gentle reverse. Just that torso. Keep the legs in the same position. Find your balance. Good. Cartwheel the hands down to the floor. High plank. Good. Squeeze the core. Let's go. Vinyasa. Chest to the ground. Either from the knees or the toes. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, roll over those toes, send the heels down, downward facing dog. Good, 3 breaths. 2 breaths. Hopefully you're feeling some heat within the body now. As we've got moving, last breath. Downward facing dog. I was going to say warrior 2, but we couldn't. We're in downward facing dog. So 3 lifts with that left leg. Inhaling, lifting up. Exhale, toes to the floor. And 2, lift up, inhale. And release. Last time, lift up, inhale. Exhale, look forwards, big step. Warrior 2 on the left leg. So front of our mat, warrior 2. Alignment focus, check the knees, check the legs, arms nice and relaxed. If your partner is next to you or in front of you, just make sure that arms are even. Take an inhale, straighten that left leg. Exhale, both toes to the right, warrior 2 on the back of the mat. Big stance, hip flexor, strong in the right quad. Take an inhale. Exhale. Last breath. Here we go. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Inhale, right leg straighten out. Exhale, toes to the left and warrior 2 to the front of our mat. This time interlace the fingers behind your back. Keep your balance here. Squeezing the inner thighs, push the wrist down to the ground, lifting that chest. Gentle chest expansion, lift the chin up. See if you can gaze up at the ceiling. Stay strong with those legs, everybody. Into last breath. Inhale, warrior 2. Exhale, hands to the mat. Good job. High to low plank, vinyasa. Squeezing the tummy muscles in, lowering down with control. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nice work. 3 breaths. Option in your static downward facing dogs is also to come to child's pose, okay? Holding downward dog is building up muscle strength as well, and stamina. Making sure we're checking we're in the right alignment, easing through the spine, relaxing that head. 2 more breaths. Final breath. Nice work. Float the right leg up. Inhale. Exhale, big step forwards. Coming into that lunge or Vinyasa, arms above head. Squeeze the wrists together now. Find that squeeze in the ears, either with streamlined hands, one on front of the other, or pressing the hands together, lifting up. Inhale. Gentle back bend. Exhale, hands to the mat. Left leg floated off the ground. Straighten that right leg. Find your balance. Standing half leg splits. Here for a few rounds of breath. Let's see if we can keep that left leg lifted the whole time. If we're holding onto that ankle, make sure the elbows are pointing to the back. In 2. Push the weight into the big toe. In 1. Hands to the mat. Step back. Inhale. Into that crescent lunge. Exhale. Hands back to the floor. High to low plank vinyasa. Nice work, everybody. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down facing dog. Other side, left leg. Inhale up. Exhale, stepping between the hands as softly and quietly as possible. Then when you're ready, floating the arms up in line with the shoulders, squeezing the wrists together, squeezing the ears, lifting the chin up. Again, hands together, cross the thumbs or hand on top of the other. Find that layer or modification. Lifting up the chest, gentle back bend. Inhale. Exhale, hands to the mat. Float the right leg up. Standing half leg splits. Again, here for a few rounds of breath. Let's go. And what you might find is that standing leg has become straighter with time, okay? Allowing the hamstrings to lengthen. Flexibility and mobility in the hips working well. Grabbing hold of that ankle. In 2. In 1, hands to the mat, step back nice and gently, reach the arms up, inhale. Exhale, hands down, vinyasa. Find your flow. Up dog as you inhale. Drop the knees, puppy pose as you exhale. The knees down, forehead to the mat. Keeping the length in the arms. Finding that breath again. Stay nice and active in our puppy pose. Reaching the arms to the right. Find the left side body opening up through the lats, the intercostal muscles. Just relaxing our right side, left side staying activated. Good, then onto the hands back to the middle and over to the left. Finding that same intensity stretch on the other side of our body, our rib cage. Good job, everyone. Hands back to center. Let's float on up back to tabletop. All right, tuck those toes, downward facing dog, then walk the toes close to the ankles, preparing for Bakasana. So our crow pose practice here. Haven't done it in a few weeks, so here we go. Shoulders should be nice and warm. Looking forwards, hips high. Bring the knees as close to the armpit or the back of our tricep as we can. Might feel really uncomfortable, but I promise you there is a sweet spot. Once you find it, shift your weight forwards into the arms. Try not to bend the arms too much, then begin to float one foot and then the other. Try to kiss the big toes together, keeping the hips up high, gazing forwards in 5. Good. In 4, nice Peter. And Ross in 3. Nice job, everybody. Spread those fingers as wide as you can in 2. Keep it going, Sam. Look forwards. In 1. Lovely. Sit back into child's pose. Nice job, everybody. Big toes together, knees as wide as you can, wider than the mat. Then gently lower the chest, running the hands towards the front of the mat. Bring that chest down first, then chin, and then forehead. Okay. And just allow yourself to settle for around 7 rounds of breath. Okay. Now, as we settle here, an option just to reflect over your practice so far. What's gone well? What's been challenging? And where in your own practice is there room for growth? It could be balance, it could be foot placement, it could be transitions, breath work, okay? So find one thing that you'd like to be able to focus on for the second half of our class. Commit to it and owe it to yourself to keep that focus, okay? Last round of breath. And then slowly bring the hands back to the hip, lifting the chest up as we go. Bring the knees together, tabletop, toes tuck under, and then continue with the hands back to the mat, back to the toes, rolling up that spine, getting ready for our balance sequence, okay? Good job so far. Water break is now, if you'd like some water. Give it a little shake out. Okay, so we're going to move into dances sequence. Dances is fantastic to find length at the front and the back, counterbalancing our chest, which is moving forwards, with our legs, which are going backwards, okay? So starting from a front view, let's take our right foot behind us. So you can grab the outside of our right foot, or your right foot, or the inside. The inside allows the shoulder to press, or the shoulders to press back and lift up through the spine and the chest. We've got that arch where we're grabbing the outside of our foot, we don't get that same effect. So depending on your shoulders, okay, variation, let's kiss those knees together, so no gap between our thighs, reach the opposite arm up to the ceiling, and just test that balance there. Nice job. Looking forwards at one point, we call that our drishti, and then when you're ready, take an inhale, lift up higher, exhale, let's begin to hinge with our hip, pushing the arm forwards, reaching the leg back, find a pause there, take an inhale. Now begin to kick into that back hand, making sure the hips stay square, reaching with that left arm, thumb point up, in 3, Check the balance in that standing leg. Check the length in it. In 2, if you've jumped, if you've fallen out of your dances, come back into it. In 1.5. Good. In 1. Nice job. Slowly come back to standing. Shake it out. Nice job. So going into the other side, left foot, let's reach back. Knees together, kiss the thighs, reaching the opposite arm up. Hopefully it's the left leg you've got, right arm reaching. Good. Chest back. When you're ready, inhale. Lift up higher. The higher you lift, the further you can reach. Exhale, lean forwards. So we're just leaning here, hinging at the hips. Find that pause. Take an inhale now. Exhale, kick it into the hand. Lifting that knee up as high as you can. Reaching that left arm or right arm forwards. In 3. Thumbs pointing up, everybody. Good. In 2. Test that standing leg. Can you straighten it any more? In 1.5. Nice work. In 1. Step it down. Good job. Well done. Hands on hips. Let's just begin to circle the hips. In clockwise. Good. And then anti-clockwise. Take it around. Catch your breath. Balancing always is a point where we tend to hold our breath naturally, but just catch that breath again. Okay, give a little shake, moving into our Bakasana tree pose variation. So starting with that left leg, let's float it up, holding it here, okay? And then begin to take that knee out, so opening the gate. If you can use no hands to bring that foot to the inner thigh, let's bring it there without the hands. Just test your body, test the muscles, go on, lift it as high as you can. If you really need to reach for that ankle and lift it high, option to get it there. Good, hands out to the side. Lovely work. And then option to bring the hands heart center or behind your back. Now think about your shoulders. Are you hunching forwards? Can you perhaps lift the chest up, shoulders back? Think about your posture, positioning in the water. Do we want to hunch forwards over our stroke, or do we want that space? Good. In 3. Keep the control of your breathing. In 2, keep it steady. In 1, gently take the hands away, send the foot away from the inner thigh, stretch it out in front. Find a few pulses here, use the quads in 5, 4, 3, nice job, 2, and 1, hands to the mat. Swing that left leg all the way to the ceiling, standing half leg splits, chin tucks into the chest, and then step it back down to the floor. Nice job. Moving into gorilla wrap, just in between our balance sequence. Right hand underfoot, left hand underfoot, bend the knees as much as you need, and then just allow your body to find that gentle sway. Releasing the head and the shoulders, chin tucked into the chest. Good. And just remember with the ankles, can we shift our weight across the foot from right to left? Finding that pronation. Internal, external movement. And then release the hands, rolling up the spine, hands over toes, then over ankle, up the shin, over the kneecaps. Chin is tucked in until we get to that very last vertebrae, standing tall, shoulders back. Good, setting yourself up for the other side. So right foot lifted up, again, hands to the side, and then test it. Take the knee out wide. Can you bring that foot to the inner thigh? Come on. Challenge the body. You know you can. Get it as high as you can. Hold it there, and then use the hand to drag it higher towards the groin. Knee out as far to the side. I like to kind of bring my arms up and around, and that's a good test of how wide our knee can be. Okay, arms out long, thumbs pointing up. Variation with the hands in front or behind. And just find that stillness. Closing the mouth, in and out the nose, breathing. Good. Think about the shoulders. Can you push them away from or to the back of the room? Sounds better. Shoulders to the back of the room, chest to the front. Good. In 3. If you've fallen out of tree pose, come back into it very gently. In 2, nice work, everybody. In 1, hands away, float the foot away from the thigh, point it out in front, pulsing for 5, 4, 3, find that momentum, 2 and 1, hands dive to the floor, swing that leg all the way back and up into that standing half leg splits. In 3, point the toes, in 2, in 1. Nice job, everybody. Foot to the floor, going into toe stand here. So hands to the front a bit further forwards. Let's lift up the heels, take an inhale, and then begin to flatten the hands down one by one, keeping those toes pressed into the floor, heels lifted, and begin to just sit the hips back into the heels. Okay, now what I want you to try and do is take the hands away from the floor. So you're allowing the shoulders to come in line with the hip or in line with the hips, lifting the chest up, bring the knees a little bit closer towards the floor, hands to heart center. Nice work. In 3. Good. Lovely job, everybody. In 2. Imagine, could you stay here for a couple of minutes? Maybe. In 1. Nice job. Hands to the floor, come onto your bottom, legs out in front of you. Good job. So shuffling to the front of the mat. Okay. Take a big reach up to the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, hands at shoulder height, lower down in 5. Keep those heels on the floor in 4. Good, thumbs pointing up in 3. In 2, can you press the lower spine into the floor, but keep your chest up in 1. Relax the shoulders, the head to the floor. Nice job. So lying down, take 1 round of breath. And we're gonna go all the way back up. So think about core, press the core into the floor, lower spine into the ground. Already you're creating that activation, that strong base. Reaching the arms up in front of you. Take an inhale. Heels into the floor. Lift up that chest. Come on, rolling up in 3. In 2. Good. In 1, can you reach towards the toes? Good. Rounding through, chin into chest. Find that long leg fold, Paschimottanasana. Sometimes you might need a little bit more momentum, so you could take the hands to the back of the mat and then reach them forwards, come a little bit faster off the floor. So option to play around with that now, okay? Remember the lower spine, if the lower spine is connected to the ground and the core is turned on, the roll up is going to be a little bit easier. So if anyone wants to practice it now, let's go for it. Otherwise, just reach forwards to the toes in our long leg fold, okay? So for those rolling up, let's get back down onto our mat, take your time. Hands above the head, touching the floor. Take the inhale. Exhale, push the hands forward, roll up, nice and quick here. All the way through, heels into the ground. Good job. And then just playing around that tempo, you'll get there, okay? And just keep repeating it time after time. And then just settle into that long leg fold now. Now notice your feet, toes pointing up to the ceiling, chin into chest. Can you shuffle your hips backwards a little bit? Can you move into the middle of your mat? One leg, then the other. Good. If we haven't got hold of our toes and we're holding onto our shins, maybe cross the hands one on top of the other, chin into chest, breathe here for 3. Now relax your toes, point them forwards, finding that dorsiflexion with our ankles. Important for any of you butterflies. Okay, that nice rhythm of our ankle whip, whip, whip. Maybe freestyles and back shoulders too. Into. Good. In 1, gently roll up the spine, coming to a nice seated position. All right, so what we're going to do now is go around the world. This is one of my favorite practices in yoga with the legs, okay? So I'll show you from the side on. So taking that right foot, let's take it over the left leg. So right foot over left leg, wrapping it round. Now, for any of you who've got sore knees, option to stay here and just pull that knee into the chest, finding that glute stretch. For anyone who's got knees which are in good condition, with our left leg, we're going to bring that around and bend it. So think about knees one on top of the other. It's not exact, but both legs are bent, okay? Hands by the side. So I'll repeat that again. Legs in front, right leg over left. Bring that left heel close to the right bottom cheek. Hands by the side. Bring the chest as close to the thigh as you can. Chin touching the right knee if that's good, okay? Now, notice what we're going to do. We're going to go around the world. So both hands to the left, onto the mat. Then begin to straighten the legs, keeping the heel and the toes in the same position. Swivel around on the right heel, the left toes, all the way to the other side, keeping that chest down nice and low, and then lower to the other side. Good, hips up high, toes and heels in that same position. So you're finding that pivot point on the right heel, the left toes, swiveling round. Nice job. All the way around. Yes, you can do it. Good. Nice job, everybody. So from the other side, if you've got there in one go, fantastic. Otherwise, legs out in front. Let's go with the other direction. Left leg, bend it, take it over the right leg. Swing that right heel to the left bottom cheek. Okay, think about top knee over right knee. It's not exact, but that's the alignment we want to find. Hands out to the side, bring that the chin or the forehead close to that left kneecap. See if you can touch that position there. All right, we're ready from the other side. Both hands to the right. Take an inhale, push into your left foot and right toe, or left foot and right toes. Lift up, straighten the legs, coming into that wide leg fold. So swivel on the left heel, keep your right toes on the floor, swivel to the back, all the way round, and re-bend onto the other side. Nice job. Good work, everybody. And then begin to extend those legs out in front of you. It's a good bit of practice there. Arms out at shoulder height, thumbs pointing up, so we're outwardly rotating, and then begin to lie all the way down to the mat in 5, 4, shoulders pushed away from ears in 3, keep that core connection going in 2, lovely job, in 1, knees into your chest, happy baby, open the feet, open the hips, and just relax and soften the shoulders down to the ground, finding that nice connection with the floor and your mat now, gazing up at the ceiling, maybe begin to just close the eyelids if that helps you feel even more relaxed. Remember, it's your practice. Maybe before your main event or before a race, you have a race kind of sequence or some sort of routine that you do to prepare yourself for your race, either behind the blocks, the way you put your cap and goggles on, perhaps it's a sports drink you would have a few sips of. Just find that thing that works for you. You can find that in yoga poses as well. So again, closing the eyes, maybe rocking, allowing your body to just add some movement. Often the best races or the best event or anything you do, even if you're having an interview or you're having to prepare a speech at school or at work, when you're the most relaxed, your body settles, everything flows a lot better. Okay, we haven't got all that what's it called? Cortisol rushing through the blood. We've got the feel-good endorphins going, okay? And then begin to bring the feet down to the ground. Press the soles of the feet together, knees falling out to the side. Supine Bakasana. Just staying nice and settled on our mat, okay? Focusing on the hips, hands on inner thighs, elbows rooted into the floor. At the end of practice, we slow down a little bit. We focus more on the breath. Good. At the beginning of our practice, we opened up the spine, our thoracic region. Okay, now we're just closing it all off. Noticing the inner thighs. And then begin to draw those knees together, extending our left leg to the floor, right knee squeezing in. And then supine the twist. Okay, so right knee in and then across the body to the left, stacking the hip, winging the arms out to the side. Maybe you feel a little bit of release and a pop in the spine in a few places. Getting rid of that tension we often carry. Allowing yourself to settle. Aiding our digestive system with these poses to finish our sequence and pass off. And then gently coming back to center, squeezing both knees in, extending right leg to the floor, left knee tucking it in. And then supine the twist, left knee over to the right, arms out to the side, looking to the opposite direction. When I say relax, just let muscles ease. Even if your body shape moves from a supine twist into a more laying down flat position, that's all right. Just let your body rest here. Regain that awareness with your breath, the inhales, the exhales. And then coming back to center. For you with a strong, for those of you with strong lower backs, we're going to lift both legs off the floor and then gently float the ankles together to the ground. For those of you with slightly weaker lower backs, take one ankle down, then the other, okay? So final pose here, legs against the wall to ankles touching the floor. Watch those toes as they trickle closer to the ground. Feel that core strength in 3. Good, shoulders down in 2, palms facing up. In 1, ankles touch the floor, take a big breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Try to create that swooshing or swoosh sound with the exhale, okay? 1 more breath in. Exhale through the mouth. Nice work, everybody, and just staying in stillness in our Shavasana now for a few rounds of breath to consolidate our practice this evening. To complete our well-rounded, full-body, alignment-focused practice. Testing balance, testing control. Just finding those few moments of stillness with yourself and your breath. Having worked our physical practice in our yoga, sending the awareness to our spiritual practice, focusing on breath, on the mind, on the body, easing that tension away from the cheeks, eyebrows, neck, shoulders, upper arms, upper back. Easing the tension away from our thoracic middle back, lumbar lower back, forearms, hands, fingers, hips. Relaxing our glutes, our hamstrings, our quads, kneecaps, calves, ankles, feet, and fingers. And then going back to that intention we set during class, focusing on one objective or sequence to flow, balance, your awareness of breath. Anything that you focused on, bring it back to your conscious mind. Did you keep your focus? Did you enjoy your practice? Did you feel the strength building, mobility enhancement, flexibility, many, many things? Going back to that breath, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Wiggling the toes, the fingers, the ankles, the neck. Taking your time, push yourself up to a nice seated position. Thinking about that tall spine. Again, keeping the eyelids closed. You can sit cross-legged or sitting back into the heels, just like we started our class. 5 breaths, lifting the shoulders to the ears. Inhale, elevation. Exhale, shrug it off, let them go. 4 more, inhale. Exhale. Even if the hands release away from the thighs, bring them back. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more, inhale. Exhale. Last time. And exhale. Nice work. Hands to heart center. Bow the heads forwards. Thank you all for joining this evening's flow. I hope you enjoyed the practice. Namaste. Thanks everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Good job.